The Oakland Police Department is working on new ways to try to curb violent crime. So far this year, 106 people have been killed in the city. That's the most homicides since 2013. For more now on the effort to prevent more lives from being lost, we're joined now by Oakland Police Chief LeRonne Armstrong. Chief, as always, we appreciate the time. Thank you for coming on today. I want to talk about some of the strategies you're employing in a moment, but first, this shooting today outside McClymonds High School put the school on partial lockdown. What can you tell us about what happened there? And was there any connection to the school community?
Right now, it doesn't look like it's connected to the school. Earlier this afternoon, a gentleman was inside of a vehicle when shots rang out, injuring the gentleman. He has been transported to a local hospital and is in critical condition. So nothing that we believe is a safety risk to the public or to the school, but still terribly concerning that it would happen in such close proximity to McClymonds High School.
Yeah, it had to be pretty scary for the students and staff at that school. All right, let's shift and talk about your overall strategy to try to curb violent crime in the city. I know you've talked about implementing what you call a focused enforcement strategy to hopefully prevent more killings. What exactly does that mean in terms of how you shift around resources, and how do you figure out where you want to focus enforcement?
Yeah, we reorganized our street enforcement teams to be focused solely on gun violence and violent crime. We removed teams from all 5 of our districts and brought them under one command structure, allowing them to use intelligence that we get from these shooting incidents to really drive where their enforcement actions take place, what vehicles or individuals they're looking for. We want to be able to move quickly, try to address these violent incidents as fast as we can, and bringing these resources together and using real-time information over a 24-hour period has really been helpful, and we'll continue to try to jump on top of this violence as soon as it happens.
When you look at what is potentially leading to this surge in violence that you've seen so far this year, is there a common thread that you tend to see in most of the cases?
Yeah, we obviously are impacted by group and gang violence, but this has been a different challenge for us, addressing violence across our city for multiple issues related to human trafficking, issues related to narcotics, and an issue related to confrontations that have led to gunfire, unfortunately. And that is something new. Typical small arguments that would be handled through people maybe yelling and arguing, but also agreeing to go their separate ways, has unfortunately led to gunfire. And then the proliferation of firearms in our community, like we haven't seen in many years, is really having an impact.
All right, let's talk about the staffing issues, because obviously that impacts the work that you can do to try to prevent more violence. The police force in the city of Oakland, at least at this moment in time, it's shrinking here. A number of officers resigning in just the past few days. Why are you seeing more officers leave all of a sudden here? And how do you control this surge in homicides with the officers that you have left?
Well, we're facing some significant challenges with officers leaving the department to join other departments. Like you mentioned, we've lost 10 already this month that will be leaving. That is very difficult for us to actually fill those positions in any significant time period. It's going to take about a year to get new officers into those seats. What we see as the reason for officers leaving is Oakland is a very difficult city to work in, tremendous crime challenges, shortage in staffing, and a really difficult workload. So we're trying to do everything we can to get officers that are inside of non-patrol assignments, bringing those guys out into the field to help support our field units, our patrol units. We're responding to 911 calls. We have bolstered up our homicide division by moving other investigators over into the homicide section because they're impacted by 108 homicide investigations. So trying to take the staff that we have and use them the most efficient and effective way we can is really our response, and then trying to reassure our officers that help is on the way.
Chief, each one of these cases I know is very personal to you, and I'm not sure if everyone watching knows, but whenever you hold a news conference to talk about a homicide case or a surge in violence that you're seeing, you always start it off the exact same way. I want to show people how you begin.
So if we can take a second before we start and take a moment of silence, a minute and 46 seconds, for all those who have lost their lives in the city of Oakland.
Chief, you hold a moment of silence to honor each and every victim of a homicide in the city of Oakland. Why is it so important to you to make sure that everyone remembers the lives that were cut short and the families that are left behind?
Yeah, because these aren't just numbers, that these are people's families, these are relatives, these are people who have loved ones that care about them. And we hope that they're not forgotten. And so I want everybody to know in our community that they're not, forgotten by this department and this city. And we recognize the tremendous trauma that our city is experiencing right now. And then every time I get a chance to come before the media, I think it's important that we recognize that this is not just a number. These are human beings, true losses to our community. And I always want to give it the important focus that it needs.
All right. Well, as always, we wish you the best of luck and always appreciate you taking the time to come and talk with us. Oakland Police Chief LeRonne Armstrong, thanks for doing it.
Thank you for having me.
Sure.